Hello all, welcome back to Operation Red Baron. It is the spring of 1916, Soviet Russia's turn. One major factory, fight a revolution on an 8 or higher. That's an 11, so we're going to move fight a revolution up to 1917. Okay, we get one free diplomacy roll. We are going to go for Sweden on a 2 or less. That is a 7. I wish that was a 1, but that is a 7, so that is no good. Okay. Now it's time for some random event cards. Let's see here. We only got the partisan cards in here right now, so more cards will come once the war's over. Okay, so we have Communist Inspiration. Okay. The Soviet player may place an attacking Soviet infantry in Lithuania, Latvia, or Estonia, or Poland and resolve combat. Okay, so we're going to get... Let's attack... Let's go right here for Estonia. So I will have an attacking infantry at a 2. He will have a militia defending at a 2. Okay, so the attacker on a 2 is a 6. The defender will be white, and the defender hits. So that ends that battle real quickly. He keeps it, and we're going to go on to card number 2. Maybe if I get this thing to sit properly. Okay. Card number 2. Klondike Mutineers. Place 1 attacking Soviet... I can't pronounce that. Infantry into Petrograd. If they win the battle, they must remain there in that territory, and it becomes a non-sovereign neutral. This may be attacked by the whites, by either the whites or the Soviets. Okay. That's actually not a bad card for us because Petrograd is German right now. So he will have one guy defending at a 5, and we will have one guy attacking at a 2. So the attacker will be red for a 2, and the defender will be orange on a 5. And the defender hits. So that ends that. So far, I got 2 attacking cards, and they both were failures. Okay. Last card is Soviet Atrocities. The Soviet player loses 3 IPPs this turn only due to the Bohemian atrocities against political opponents. Well, I have no money, so I lose no money. So I think if I'm going to draw that card, that's the perfect time to draw that card. So there are 3 random events for the Russians. And then, so now let's get on to, obviously my purchases were nothing. And so let's get on to our combat moves. And as General Hand Grenade said earlier, he has my plan down pat and what I plan on doing. So, everything in a mirror is going into Primorsky Krai. Everything in North Caucasia is going into Donsk Kaban. The cavalry from Moscow and the Cossack from Smolensk, each going to go 1, 2, 1, 2 into Angara, along with 2 artillery and the 1917 fighter, and the militia from northern Russia. 1 infantry from Karelia is walking into the Finnish territory there and taking that over. So that will be Russian now, and the Finnish war will continue. The other 3 infantry and the artillery are going to come up into Kola and attack that. artillery and 2 militia, one from Smolensk, one from Kursk, is all attacking southern Belarusia. So I believe that is all my combat moves. So let's start over here, and we're going in. We're into a mountainous territory, so everything's going to be down 1. So we have a Cossack, a train, 2 infantry, and a militia. So we're going to bump everything down 1, and we're going to bump the Cossack back up because of the train. And then on the fence, they have 2 guys at 4. One for the whites and 1 for the U.S. Okay, so the train, first strike will be on a 3. The Cossack is on a 4, will be blue. And then 2 infantry and a militia all at 1 will be white. Okay, let's see what we got here. Round 1. And we're going to get 1 hit with the Cossack, upgraded. So he's going to lose 1, but they're not get a first strike, so he will get to roll 2 in defense. So he's going to have 2 at 4. And he gets an 11 and a 12, so that's no good. So he's going to lose 1. So we're going to take off the U.S. guy for now. If the battle does not end and we want to change that, we can always change that later. But for now, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so then we have the same again. 1 3, 1 4, 3 1s. And we get absolutely no hits. Okay. Mountains have not been good to me. So he's going to have 1 returning and a 4. That is an 11. Okay, so round 3. So we need to hit this turn. Okay. Oh, and one of the infantry and militia got hit, so we got the last hit we needed. That's perfect because everything else missed. Okay, and he's got 1 defending yet at a 4. And that's an 8, so that's no good. Okay, so we take Primorsky Krai with a Cossack, a train, 2 infantry, and a militia. So this is now, and I'm just going to steal roundels from other places. I didn't quite buy enough. I bought 30, and if you want to cover every single territory, you need 60, roughly. So that battle is done. That is worth $1. So the Soviets will go up to 9. Okay. And then let's get ready for the next battle. Let's put a dead pile all right there for now. Okay. So the next battle is we have 4 guys in artillery attacking Donetsk Kaban, the cavalry there. We will be crossing a river on the first round of combat. So he will have a cavalry defending at a 2. We will have 1 artillery at a 4. 3 infantry at 1 crossing the river, and 1 upgraded to a 2 for the supported by the artillery. So we're going to have 1 at a 4, 1 at a 2, and 3 1s. Blue is 4, red is 2, and white is 1. Okay, we need 1 hit here. Round 1. And the artillery does its job, so he will not get to fire back. That was the only hit we got, so that cavalry is gone. So we will take Donetsk Kaban with 4 infantry and an artillery. I'm going to chip that real quickly. Make my life a little easier. Okay. Donetsk Kaban, 4 infantry and an artillery. And an artillery. Okay, that is now also Soviet. That is not worth any money though, so we don't get anything for that. And they are entrenched right there. Okay. Next battle. We're going to take the artillery and 2 militia against the infantry in southern Belarusia. The 1 infantry is going to be crossing a river, or the 1 militia, sorry, will be crossing a river. So he's going to have 1 at a 4. We're going to have first strike at a 4. 1 militia crossing the river is going to stay down. The other one's going to be upgunned to a 2. So we will have a 4, a 2, and a 1. Same numbers. Blue is 4, red is 2, white is 1. And once again, the artillery gets a 3 on the first strike, so he did not get to fire back. So he is dead. And we will take southern Belarusia with 2 militia and an artillery. Okay, so that battle is now done. We'll grab a Soviet rendezvous back there. Okay. Next battle. We have 3 infantry and an artillery against the 1 infantry in Kola. So he's got 1 defending at a 4. There is no terrain. I'll double check it. So we have 2 guys at 2, 1 at 3, 1 at 4 first strike. And there is no terrain there. Okay. So 1 blue at 4, 1 yellow at 3, and 2 reds at 2. And no hits on round 1. He's got a defender at 4. And he gets a hit at the 4. So we will lose 1 infantry. Okay. So we have 1 at 4, 1 at 3, 1 at 2 left. Round 2. So far 2 misses. And just missed there. So he's got 1 more at 4. Excuse me. That's a 7. That's no good. So last round, we need this hit here. We need this hit big time. And there we go. The infantry gets the hit. So that kills him off. He's got 1 returning fire at a 4, though. That's a 7. So that's a miss. So we will take the territory with 2 infantry and artillery. So Kola is now Soviet. 2 infantry and an artillery. And we're going to borrow this guy here. Okay. And then I think we have 1 battle to do yet. I'm going to grab the plate because there's a lot of pieces coming from there. So he's got 3 defending. We're going to have 2 artillery, a 1917 fighter, a militia, a cavalry, and a Cossack. Okay. And once again, there is no terrain from anywhere that we're going. So, a 1917 fighter can do ground strikes at a 3. 2 artillery at a 4. We are going to upgrade the Cossack to a 5. The cavalry to a 4. And the militia is going to be back here at a 1. And he's going to have 3 at 4. Okay. Now we're going to roll the first strike separate this time because I do have more than 1 thing at a 4. So we're going to have 2 first strikes. Artillery on a 4. That is a 10 and a 3. So we're going to get 1 hit. So we're going to lose 1 on the white Russians. And then we have 1 5. 1 5 on orange. 1 blue at 4. And 1 yellow at 3. And 1 white at 1. This is the rest of the first round. The elite cavalry got a hit. The other 2 have missed so far, and the militia is deciding what he wants to do. And the militia misses also. Okay, so he's going to lose one more. We're going to lose the British guy for now. Once again, if this battle does not end, we can fix that. And then he is going to have 2 defending on a 4. That's an 8 and a 3. So we are going to lose the militia. So we will have 1 at 5, 3 at 3, and 3 at 4, and 1 at 2 for round 2. Just need 1 more hit, and we got 1 more hit. So that's going to end them. And then they're going to defend 1 out of 4. And that is a 6, so that is no good. So we are going to take Archangelus with 2 artillery, an elite cav, a regular cav, and a fighter. Oops, yep. Okay, so that is off. This is done. I'm going to borrow this one right here. Boom. Fighter, elite cav, and 2 artillery. Okay. So I believe that is all my combat moves. So as General Hand Grenade said, I was going to take away the ports. I have taken away all the ports I possibly can. I cannot take away the one in Transcaucasia because I cannot attack Central Powers until the war is over. So that one's going to be there left open. Okay. So now, my non-combat movements. I am going to rail. I have 3 rails because I have improved logistics. I'm going to rail 3 guys from Novospurk over to Taristan. Okay, that was my 3 rails. My rails are done. I am going to I was thinking about non-combat him, but I decided I'm not going to non-combat him. I'm just going to leave those 2 there at this point. So that's good there. We're going to non-combat the 2 guys in Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, up, so cavalry and militia, up to northern Kazakhstan. And we are going to walk. We're going to walk the militia. We're going to walk the militia back to Moscow instead. I had no money. I had this set up before Britain and everybody did their turns and did some modifications, but he moved a lot of guys into the west, so I got to be careful there what's going on there. So I believe that is it for non-combats. I have nothing to place, but I had no money. So yeah. So all we got to do now is we are at 9 on the chart. We do have wartime income. So as General Hand Grenade says, we need boxcars. We need really big numbers here to help us out. That's a 3. And a 5, so that's 8. So 8 and 9 is 17. So the Soviets will have 17 in the bank for next turn. Quick disposition. Pomorsky Krai has 2 infantry, a militia, a train, and an elite cavalry. Amur is now open. Novospurk has a infantry and cavalry. Northern Kazakhstan has a militia and cavalry. Tyranistan, whatever. I'm going to butcher them just like you did, Randall. Don't worry. Has 3 infantry. Northern Caucasia is now empty. Donetsk Kaban has 4 infantry and an artillery. Oops, this is no longer there. They don't own that anymore. Moscow has a militia. Northern Belarusia has an artillery and two militia. Sorry. Karelia has an infantry. Kola has an artillery and 2 infantry. And Archangelis has 2 artillery, a cavalry, an elite cavalry, and a 1917 fighter. And I believe that is it. The battles there against the Germans failed, so nothing happened there. So everybody have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for everybody to celebrate something else. And we will see you next year. The calendar turn for the Soviet Russians. Have a good one, guys.